Hey, hey. Oh my goodness. How's everybody? It's Monday, y'all. Monday, beginning of the work week for a lot of us. We back at it like a crack at it. How y'all doing? How is everyone? I hope everybody's doing good. It's a beautiful sunny day. Beautiful sunny day. Beautiful sunny day. There's some clouds in the sky, but it's not like, it doesn't look like it wants to rain. For a minute there it rained almost every day last week, and not just rain, we had thunderstorms, and a couple nights ago we had a really bad thunderstorm, and I woke up the next day with, branches and trees down, as I was on my way to work, and everybody talking about the storm that had happened overnight, and I honestly didn't hear a thing. That's how tired I was. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear a thing. Not a thing. I mean, they said it was really bad, in certain areas. They said it rained really bad. We had the flood warnings and stuff like that. And I had a flood warning on my phone, I think, when I woke up or whatever from the night before. And it just thunder and lightning. It was really obvious that we had the storm. Like I said, there were trees and branches and big branches down. You know what I mean? And I had just watching this traffic, y'all. So anyway, I slept through it. I didn't hear a thing. The grandbabies, they must have, my grandbabies must have slept through it too, because I asked my granddaughter, did she hear the storm that night, and she was like, no. So they must have slept through it too. So I guess they get it from their grandma. Sleeping hard. But anyway, how y'all doing? How's everything? It's Monday, y'all. It's Monday. What's today? The 30th? The 30th, right? So what's the saying? 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. So this is the 30th day of the month of June, which is the last day of the month. Tomorrow is the 1st. And 1st of July. And then we'll be going into the 4th of July weekend. I know some of y'all got some plans. Y'all didn't invite me, so I got a problem with that, but it's all good. I got some plans myself. I don't think we working on the 4th. We get the major holidays off, so that means I'm off Friday. Guess what I'm about to do? Act up. Yes. But I'm going to be good. Somewhat. We're going to have some fun and get out the house. Oh my God. Trying to handle things. And then also tomorrow is the 1st is rent time. Maybe time to pay the rent. A lot of us got a little grace period up until the 5th or the 3rd, or I don't know, whatever your lease is saying if you rent. I'm trying to be a homeowner at some point. Tired of renting. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I stopped on here just to see how everyone is doing, number one, and to wish you well. Hope that you started off this week, this Monday, with a bang. You went to work and everything went smooth. You didn't have no issues today. You know, your energy was upbeat. You know what I'm saying? And you had good energy going on with you. You attracted good things to you because that's what you sending out. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping and praying that that's the way it was today. And that's the way you set the tone for the rest of the week. And keep that same good energy. Keep it popping. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And continue to attract what you sending out. You know what I'm saying? Just vibe. Have good vibes. You know, because there's always gonna be. Now you know this. Everybody knows this. There's always gonna be somebody. It's gotta be one. And I'm gonna try to mess up the vibe and mess up that energy. You know. More than likely, most of us got somebody on our job, at least one person, that trying to throw a monkey wrench in the rest of the week, and you just be looking at them. I guess the reason I'm saying this is because we got to start looking at everything as energy and not just as people, because energy don't lie. People do, but energy don't. And you got to look at everything as energy. Everything is energy. Everything has energy, So, good energy is like good light. It's like the light. What happened down here? See the police. They're in the intersection. Oh, I think our car probably stopped. Yeah, they're trying to keep her from getting hit. That's nice of them for a change. Everything is energy, and of course, what you send out is what you get back. But you gotta understand, energy is like the light. Good energy is like the light. Good energy is like the light. That good energy also attract bad energy, from bad different people. They may be attracted to you. We'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says a city that's set on a hill cannot be hid. Is that what it says? So you being that city, emitting that good light, that good energy, you can't be hidden. So somebody gonna see. So somebody's gonna see that good light. They're gonna see that good energy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be attracted to it. Everybody is always attracted to the light, whether they're of the light or of the darkness. They're always attracted to the light. Always. They're always attracted to the light. It doesn't matter. So some people come in peace. Some people don't. Some people deliberately, when they see your light, they make it a point. Alright, that gate don't close fast enough, because anybody can get up in here. I hate that. I can't wait to move. Sorry, y'all. I hate when people tailgate behind you and you go with the gates and stuff. I hate that because you don't know who they are and if they even live over here. I live in a gated community. So somebody just went through that gate behind me. I like feeling safe, some type of safety. They had a gated community, and then they have a gate in the back that used to be wide open before the new management took over and they closed it. So I feel much better. But this front gate, and I'm rabbit trailing right now. I'll get back to what I was saying in just a second. That front gate, when you use your card to get in or whatever, and get buzz yourself in, it stays open too long. It stays open too long, you know, where if somebody wants to get behind you and come through, that gate is open long enough for them to do that. I just don't understand it, but hey. Anyway, not for long. I've already asked the Most High to change that for me, to change locations. So, but what I was saying about that good energy, let's go back to that. And that bad energy. You're like the light that's on the hill. You're like, you can't be hidden. If you tried, you know, you can't hide. Can't hide that light. You can't hide, you know, that goodness, that glow. You know, you can't hide it. You can't hide what's been given to you by the Most High. You can't hide that. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You couldn't fake it if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And because it's genuine. You know? And that's another reason negative energies or spirits or whatever you want to say is attracted to you, because it's genuine. When you are a genuinely righteous person, now let's get this word righteous together, because a lot of people be thinking you mean it's something else, and I'm not. Righteousness has to do with integrity, and I'm parked now so I can think about what I'm saying. Righteousness has to do with integrity, okay? Integrity is what you do when nobody is looking. You know? You remember you learning integrity when you were a kid? When your mom... Hold on. Hold on. When you were a kid, you practiced integrity and you didn't really probably think about it. But mom or dad give you instructions and then they leave the room. And that's when the test on integrity began. For example, they said, I'm going upstairs, or I'm going in the other room, go relax or whatever. And if you're a little kid now, I got this this example. I got this cake cooling in the kitchen on the stove. I need you, or whatever. You got it on the counter or whatever, and it's cooling off. And you don't want the babies to touch the cake or whatever, the kids, however old they are. Yeah, let's say by 9. Yeah, by then you should know, you know, the rules or whatever. So, hold on. Just a second. So you tell your kids, I got the cake cooling off on the counter and I don't need you to touch it, you know. You're a little kid, you like sweets, you love sweets, and you know it's cake, and it is your favorite cake, you know, whatever flavor it is. And I'm just using this as an example. And mama, daddy, or daddy leave the room, or both of them, whatever, and they go, I don't know, upstairs or, you know, outside, go do something real quick, or you're either if you're, you know, the only thing, y'all looking at each other because y'all want that cake. You know what I'm saying? This is your test of integrity. This is where you're gonna be tested on what you've been taught up until that point. I say about 9, 10 years old. I'll go back a little bit, maybe 7 or 8 or something like that. You're being tested. The integrity is what you do when your parents are not around, when you were a kid. If you're going to follow the rules that you already know, we're going to see if you're going to follow them when I'm not in the room. You know, that's what we're doing. That's as a kid. As an adult, by the time you're 18, especially 18 and on up until my age and on up, you're an adult, right? You know what integrity is. And it's not like mom and dad are around and they're watching to see what you're going to do, but it's ingrained in you what integrity is. So if you're going to do the right thing, like you did when you were a kid, supposedly did, are you going to do the right thing as an adult with nobody looking? That's integrity. It's if you're going to do the right thing. Hold on. I think I left my water jug at work. I did. Oh, crap. Did I? Yes. Okay, I get some water in the house in a minute. All right. So as an adult, you're dealing with the same thing. Integrity is what you do when no one is looking. You know, if you're going to do the right thing when no one is looking, because righteousness deals with doing the right thing, and it is related to integrity. You can't have righteousness without integrity. They go hand in hand. You can't have integrity without being righteous, because integrity is going to cause you to do the right things. Integrity is going to cause you to be righteous. You're going to do right things when nobody's looking. Righteousness is going to cause you to have integrity, because without integrity, you can't be righteous. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Do I need to say it again? So, righteousness is going to cause you to have integrity. We'll repeat it again. Righteousness is going to cause you to have integrity, because you can't be righteous without integrity. Okay? We got it. So, scratch all that other stuff that you've been hearing. You're just trying to do what's right when no one is looking. And in order to have integrity, it's got to be a part of you. It's got to be who you are. It's got to be something that you do on a daily basis. And it's something that you've practiced from when you were a youth, and you didn't run away from that. You continue to do what's right when no one is looking, because you learned that at home. You wanted to be righteous. You wanted to have integrity. You wanted to do the right thing. You wanted to know for within yourself that I have integrity, because I'm always going to do the right thing. I'm always going to try my best to do the right thing, because I can't say I'm always going to do it, because we're not perfect. So, there will be sometimes, a few, that you're not going to always do the right thing. Okay? Because we're not perfect. But, generally speaking, if you have integrity, for the majority of your actions, it's going to be done in righteousness. You're going to have integrity with everything that you do. You're going to do what's right as an adult if you have integrity, without anybody looking, without anybody telling you, without anybody watching you, and making sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, without talking about God is watching me, because do you need that to do what's right? No. So, integrity is something you practice because it's something that you want to do, which means it's a choice that you make. So, in choosing to have integrity, you practice it on a daily basis, it becomes a part of you. If you don't practice it, it does not become a part of you. It doesn't become who you are. Case in point. You want to play basketball. You want to go pro. You start young. You practice every day. You practice all the time. You don't do the Allen Iverson. What's practice? You're going to practice every day. You're going to be at practice. You're going to show up on time. And you're going to practice hard. You're going to, try to master your craft of playing basketball, because you want to go pro. You know what I'm saying? You want to play professional basketball. So therefore, you learn at a young age, and you keep at it, and you don't quit. So every day it's basketball. It's learning how to master certain skills when it comes to basketball. That's how you figure out what's your position as a basketball player, because you practice all the time. You learn what works for you. So you find out if you're a forward, you're a center, you're a guard, you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because one of them positions is your thing. You see what I'm saying? But you're not going to know that unless you practice every day. Okay? And once you figure out this is who I am, oh, I'm a guard, then you're good. You learn what guards do, and you get good at it. But you also learn the other positions as well, in case you got to switch it up. You see what I'm saying? So you want to be, what do we call that? An all-purpose basketball player. I'm going to put you in any position, and you're going to thrive, because you decide I'm going to learn everything I can about it, even though guard is my thing. You know what I'm saying? And so the coach is like, I can put him in. If anybody get hurt in any other position or that, I can put her in or whatever, and we're going to be good. Okay? My point, in case in point, what I am saying today is, it's so many people. I got 2 points I want to make. There are so many people now more than ever that are out here, and I don't care what race you are, that are, oh, excuse me, what do I want to say? They're lying manipulators that deal in deceit, whose minds are not elevated in the direction of righteousness and integrity. There are so many people that have decided righteousness is not the way. They don't want to go in that direction. They don't want to have integrity. They don't want to do the right things at any time, whether you're looking or not. Now, when the deceit comes in and the manipulation comes in, for some of them, want to give the appearance of righteousness, but most of the time is when you're looking, so you can see it, okay? Those are going to probably be the only time, that's going to be the only time when they're going to do the right thing. Is either when you're looking, or they're going to bring that attention to themselves by broadcasting a good deed. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. That's the only time they're going to do the right thing with the wrong intent. So is it really righteousness? Because in so many of my videos, I say, intentions is everything, right? So if I'm doing the right thing with the wrong intention, does it have anything to do with integrity and righteousness? Or am I a righteous person by doing that? Do I have that righteous energy? Do I have any integrity in that? I'm going to say no, because your intention by doing the right thing, which would be at the wrong time being when someone is seeing you do it, the intention is not a righteous intention. The energy is all off. It's wrong. Because your intention for doing that, when someone can see you doing that, is so someone can pat you on your back and you can appear like you're doing the right thing. Therefore, you would appear to be righteous. The problem with that is that a lot of people know you in real life. And they know you're not that person. You haven't been that person all your life. I mean, there are a lot of people that have been around you and hung with you and have done things with you that were not righteous, unrighteousness. A lot of dirt that you've been doing all your life, and they know that's how you are. So therefore, when you do a right deed, because someone will notice, take notice of that, because that's what you want, it's not righteousness. And they know it. And a lot of us can tell, that that's not it. You want to keep up with everyone else. You want to be included with everyone else. You want to appear to be like a lot of other people that's on the good side, the righteous side, that's doing good things. You don't want to feel ostracized and by yourself. And you're not necessarily by yourself because you got a group of people that's just like you. But you don't want to necessarily, on the surface, you want to appear like you're not associating with those people. But behind closed doors, y'all party like, all the time. Y'all rocking with each other, doing all this dirt together and all this different. Listen, there's a deeper root problem to being that person. And that's called, it's an identity crisis. First of all, you don't know who you are. You just know how you feel. Something has you behaving this way. And more than likely is deep-seated in your youth. Or something happened in your family in your youth against you. Or somebody hurt you really badly. Or all of that. And somebody hurting you in a relationship really badly, on top of that, got you screwed all the way up. So you've learned to be manipulative. You've learned how to work people's energies and emotions and stuff. You've learned what righteous people or those of the light, you've learned what they like. You've made it a point to figure out certain people that's giving and kind and loving genuinely, and you recognize that about these people, so you have made it a point to go after these type of people. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, so if I'm not talking about you, don't get mad, because it's not you. If the shoe fit, but you have made it a point to seek out certain individuals with certain characteristics, righteous characteristics, that have been this way for a long time. And social media has made it easier for a lot of these people to find those good-natured folks and loving folks and righteous folks and this and that and the other. It's become a lot easier to be a predator, because that's what you are, if the shoe fits. Okay? Watching these people, checking them out, learning these people, feeling like you know them before you reach out to them. And it starts with agreeing with their posts, liking their posts, interacting with you on different posts, getting comfortable with that person while they get comfortable with you, and finally making it personal going into the inbox. Because now you done broke down, so you think all these barriers, you feel like it's okay to hit in the inbox. Now they're talking to me. Cool. Let me go ahead and finish formulating my plan. All right. There's so much to that. I have learned so much, and I know you guys are aware that stuff like this happens, but when you learn that certain people are predators, they're not just preying on the youth and young people, they preying on the light. Always be mindful, always be watchful, be vigilant. We are living in dangerous times. Be good to yourself. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't stop being loving. Don't stop being kind just because of this. But just watch who you share your energy with. And always vet who try to connect with you. Always. I love you more than you know that I do. Peace, love, and light.